Hello and welcome back. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to conjure confidence out of thin air like a true wizard. I'm going to be using techniques that I know really do work. They're going to be using science and psychology to give you all of the techniques that you need. Now that may sound like it's not going to be magical, but it is. The transformation is going to be insane, and if you just open yourself up to it, you can become a completely different person, a very confident person by the end of this video. So if you haven't already, click that like button, subscribe and ding that bell, and let's get on with it right now. Now, the very first thing I want to talk to you about is something called anchoring. In psychology, this is known as a somatic marker. Somatic like in psychosomatic, to do with the brain, and marker as in it just marks a set point. What it allows you to do in your brain is to link one thing with another. So if you imagine coconut sun cream reminds you of a particular holiday that you went on, or a song that you hear over the radio reminding you of an ex-partner, those are examples of somatic markers. Now you can do this deliberately too. If, for example, you conjure in your mind's eye an instance where you were very confident, it might have been that you were having an argument with your friend and you were very adamant about something, or even just competing with a sibling over the last sausage on the plate. Whatever that instance of confidence is, imagine it really viscerally in your head right now. Imagine your body language and your tone of voice and what you're saying, what you're doing, how you are feeling inside. And then just pinch your thumb and your first finger together. This is known as an anchoring gesture. And what it will do is to link that memory of when you were confident with this gesture. So that when you then press your finger and thumb together again later, you will start to feel more confident. Now these gestures are all very well and good, and you can do them quite subtly sometimes as well. But what might also be better is working on your posture. Now your posture is one of those things that may go by completely unnoticed by you, but it's one of the first things that other people see. And so when they're starting to make judgments about you, your posture is going to be way up there in terms of how other people perceive you and whether or not you're confident. Let's do a brief experiment. If someone says, "How are you?" to me, and I shrink down like this and I'm sort of not making eye contact and yeah, I'm okay, thanks, and maybe my tone of voice goes down a little bit, it's not going to come across as very confident. Whereas if I do make eye contact, not all the time, but if I sit up and I look directly at you, maybe not make eye contact all the time, I've got another video about that, I'm going to link it up here, but let's just say that I do make at least some eye contact and shoulders back, and I'm gesticulating using my hands, talking with my hands, that will come across as a lot more confident, and especially with my voice as well, rather than sort of talking down into my shoes and mumbling maybe a bit. If I stand up or sit up and enunciate and express myself more fully and take up space too, all of these things really link in with charisma and confidence. I had an old friend who was a public speaking coach, and one of the things that she would always recommend is the Superman pose. So if you stand there like this with your hands on your hips but balled up into fists and stand up straight and almost look into the corner of the room, you'll feel automatically more confident, or certainly more powerful. Now this is a technique that's known throughout the public speaking industry as power posing. There's also something called fake it till you make it. Now I don't really like that too much because who wants to be a fake? But if you start to do these things and adopt them as part of your personality and part of your automatic go-to, that fake is going to become more and more and more real. So if you start to adopt this sort of posture, this sort of mindset and this sort of confidence, you can become more confident to other people and they will start to notice, I guarantee it. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was reframing thoughts. Thoughts going through your head all the time are going to be both positive and negative. But if you can take the negative and you can just reframe them slightly, you don't need to change reality, you just need to change how you look at things. So for example, when your palms get sweaty and you start to get all tense and your heart starts beating, you could say that you're scared. Now, if you're going to give a presentation to someone, or you're going to go and try to chat up that person at the bar that you really like the look of, and you start feeling like this, you could say, "Oh my God, I'm so terrified, what's wrong with me?" All these negative thoughts start rushing around your head and you start to get more and more nervous. Here's how to change that. First of all, let's change your posture. Let's do a bit of anchoring, of course, but let's also change your posture. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathing out is a particularly important skill because otherwise you just completely inflate. People constantly tell you to remember to breathe. They don't tell you how. They tell you breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. All that happens is that you just inflate and you get breathless anyway. So anchor, breathe in and breathe out. Make your posture a powerful one. Maybe not stand there like this like Superman, otherwise people might start thinking you're a little bit weird. But at least change your posture, shoulders back, feel confident in yourself before you actually project yourself into the world. And also then reframe all of those feelings of anxiety, because anxiety can feel very similar to excitement, but excitement is a very positive action. Whenever I do public speaking, admittedly not to YouTube because I think the format is slightly different, but if I'm doing public speaking to tens, hundreds, thousands of people, I tend to start feeling these sorts of feelings. I'm not immune to it, but I try to reframe it as excitement. I'm excited to spread my message. I'm excited to talk to people. I'm excited for the opportunity for them to listen to me, to what I think is a good thing to listen to. That excitement feels in my body the same as terrified, but I just lean into it because the more terrified I am, the more excited I am, and the more excited I am, the more energy I have, and the more energy I have, the better my presentation is going to be. So try those three things: the anchoring, the body positioning, and the reframing of thoughts, and you'll be an expert in no time, able to go into any situation and be seen. Of course, if you don't want to be seen, that's another skill set, and I've done a video about that just here. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe and ding that bell, and if you want to see this sort of video before everybody else, have a look down in the description where I've left links to become a member of this channel for only £1.99 per month. I'll be back next time with some more magical awesomeness, but until next time, as always,
Stay magical.